Okay. Hey internet, it's Talia. I'm back after a very long hiatus with a Q&A because I've been in Mexico for about 3 or 4 weeks now, and I'm going home in a week or so for now. I'm definitely coming back in the fall, but my condo's out of power, so I'm here at a cafe near the condo that I could walk to because I didn't feel like driving. And I'm just going to answer some questions that people ask me on my Instagram. Follow me. And yeah, just about solo travel, myself, and being here in Mexico. So without further ado, let me get into it. The first question I have is this the first trip you've taken by yourself? It is not, actually. Yeah. So no, it's not. I've actually been to Korea by myself last year, right before the pandemic got really bad. And I enjoyed it, but I got evacuated. I was there for study abroad and couldn't finish the semester. I was actually supposed to be in Korea again this summer. But because of COVID, we're still in a pandemic. My classes got canceled and moved online. So that's why I'm here in Mexico. Right now I'm in Playa del Carmen, but I've been in between Playa and Tulum. I love Tulum. I love it here too, but I really love Tulum, so that's probably where I'm going to come back to for an extended period of time. But yeah, that's why I'm here. Some of these were not serious questions, so I'm not going to answer those. Okay, somebody asked you have any tips for solo travel. Tips? Okay, there's like a lot of noise going on. I don't know what's going on over there. So tips. I don't know if I have. Okay. Always plan an itinerary or have an idea of what you want to do that day before you go out. I didn't always have a car for like most of the time I was here. I had a personal driver and I took taxis. Public transport just isn't really my scene anywhere, so I don't, except for Korea, I can't take buses, but here it's just a little too complicated for me. And I don't live near any terminals, bus terminals, or CTOs, so I walk a lot of places alone. I would suggest know exactly where you're going, have Waze, know if you're going to have service or not. Make sure your phone is charged. What else? Make sure you always have cash on you, local currency. I use my credit card because I have no international transaction fees a lot of places, but it's Mexico, so a lot of like street stands and stuff don't have, they don't take cards. So yeah, always keep some cash on you. I don't know what they're doing over there. And then lastly, I would say oh yeah, make sure you speak a little bit of the language. I'm pretty decent at Spanish and Korean, so I had no problems. I have no problems communicating. Like, obviously there's some things I can't say, but for the most part I've been able to go to the hospital twice. That's a different story, but I've been hospitalized here. I've gotten a rental car by myself. I moved across town because my old house flooded, which is also another story. And I did that all in Spanish, so it made it a lot easier. If you're a foreigner that does not speak Spanish here, you will get ripped off or attempted to rip off, especially if you don't bargain with people. So I would say at least know a few basic phrases. It really goes a long way. I see people in the stores that can't speak. First of all, there's not too many foreigners where I am, but when I do see foreigners and they don't speak Spanish, it seems like they're having a very hard time. So I would say definitely have some sort of language command before you go anywhere, really. But that's just my personal opinion. I know you can go places and not speak a lick of the language. I wouldn't recommend it. I think it's a little bit disrespectful. So at least be able to say a few things. Ask how much something costs. Say please, thank you, where is this and this and that. It helps a lot. This question. Why Mexico? I don't know if you guys are going to be hear me at all, but why Mexico? So like I said, I was supposed to be in Korea this summer, and it didn't end up happening. I'm taking my classes online. It's my last semester of college. I actually graduate in a month or two, I guess a month and a half. So yeah, I wanted to still travel. I still wanted to get out. The pandemic's almost over. And I wanted to go somewhere that was hot and sunny. I'm from Florida originally, so I really like the beach. And so Mexico was cheap. It's close to the States. And originally I was supposed to have a friend come with me. She didn't end up coming, but I'm actually picking up a few more of my friends today from the airport coming to see me for a week. So very excited about that. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun. I've been to Mexico before when I was really young. I didn't speak Spanish then, but now I do. So I just wanted to spend some time and get used to like spending extended periods of time alone in other countries, because I want to do it a lot more, especially after graduation. Hopefully I can work from home for the next who knows how long. I don't particularly want to go into an office ever again. So that's why I'm sipping on this orange juice. Okay, someone else asked, do you ever get paranoid traveling alone? I'd love to, but I'm scared I'll get kidnapped. Yes and no. I would say that paranoid, not really. I have bad social anxiety in general, so like going into public situations where like, oh no, a lot of people are going to be there by myself, yes, that makes me uncomfortable. I still do it, but yeah, that gives me anxiety. Like fear of kidnapping, I would say Quintana Roo State is really safe, so I'm not particularly scared for my safety. I'm honestly probably more scared for my safety when I go places alone in Atlanta than I do here in Mexico, if that makes sense. Like, you know, a lot of people talk about like the cartels and blah blah blah, and I don't know, I think there's definitely some truth to that, but I don't think in this area it's particularly worrisome. I think you should always do your research about where you're going, because there are places in town that are obviously less safe than others. I try to stay in gated communities. I make sure I keep my keys with me all the time. I keep my ID with me at all time, my money. You know, I love my purses, but I like carrying my little Prada bags with no straps back home. But when I'm here, I have like really ugly bags with really long, you know, straps on them that I can keep over my body, so no one can really get to a purse and like snatch it off of me or anything. But yeah, I would say just be aware of your surroundings, like anywhere. Like obviously things can happen, but I would say like obviously have people back home or somewhere, you know, preferably close by, but if you don't know anyone, that have your location. There's a lot of places that don't have service here, so you know that might not always be accurate, but I would say definitely do your research before you go somewhere. Gracias. Good, thank you. Okay, my food came. I have chilaquiles verdes. I don't know if you see. Oh, just lighting. I love chilaquiles. But this is my breakfast. I was gonna make a chicharrón prensado scrambled eggs this morning for breakfast, but since I cannot use my electric cooktop, I had to come out somewhere. So that's why I'm here. What is the most stressful part about traveling alone? Stressful? I would definitely say transportation. As a solo female traveler, if you're not driving yourself around places, which more than likely you're not, it gets very interesting trying to navigate public transportation, trying to navigate taxi, trying to navigate anywhere that's on walkable distance, and even walking, you know, can be a lot sometimes. I would say that I love walking, so you can get to see hidden gems about places. Like I would have never noticed this cafe here if I didn't just like walk up and down my street. But yeah, I would say before I got a rental car because, whole long story, but my old personal driver was like ripping me off because they have foreigner prices and then they have like local prices, and they try to give foreigners foreigner price, especially if you don't speak Spanish. So I just really couldn't do that anymore. He was kind of like security too, but now that I kind of have a hang of things, I don't need that anymore. So I can just I was like, let me just get a car. I know how there's no road rules really, but like I understand how it works, so I can pretty much navigate pretty efficiently by myself. Yeah, I would just say getting around in general is a little bit probably my biggest concern, because if I find somewhere it's like too much effort to get to, then I just don't want to go, which is not a good attitude to have. I forgot to take a picture of this food. Let me take a picture. So someone said you take trips by yourself. I've been wanting to do that, but I never got around to it. I would say we're still young. Well, I don't know how old this person is, but I'm still young. So saying you never got around to it, like, I feel like traveling is a good thing to do no matter how old you are. I don't think it's ever too late. Like, even with kids, I know it makes it more difficult, but I've seen plenty of people here that, like, on the plane that navigated, everything. I think it might take a little bit extra preparation. It might be a little bit more annoying, but I think it's never too late. If you have a job, you can plan your vacations a year or two in advance. So you can figure out how you want to use your PTO or your sick days or whatever. But I think it's one of the most fulfilling things you can do. Like, I love traveling. It's like one of the biggest things that brings me joy in life. And so I would say just do it. Like, if budget is a problem, save for years and plan something. If you're going somewhere super far away, like, make sure you're there for a while. Like, make it worth your plane ticket, But I don't think it's too late. I think you just have to reevaluate what your priorities are. And if you really want to travel, like, do it. How is Mexico? I'm still here. And I love it. I would say at first, when I first came to Playa, I lived kind of in the industrial area. I was really close to, like, the prettiest beach around here. But I like the beach, but I'm not like a big beach person, swimming, outdoor type person. So being near the beach and not being near the centro was, like, really difficult for me because the taxi, like, the driver was very expensive. Getting, like, places I need to get downtown or, like, even anywhere to the Chedraui or, the mall. And so it just, like, discouraged me to go outside, and then I couldn't walk too much except, like, a couple restaurants and, like, some convenience stores at the beach. And it's like, those are not the places I was going very often, especially since I'm in school. So that just kind of made me hate Playa. And then I went to Tulum for 4 days, and I loved it. Oh my goodness. Like, the taxis, like, especially in the hotel zone, they will try to rip you off, but aside from that, I had, like, a taxi app. I met some friends. They're super cool, and they might link again when we come back to Mexico, so in the fall. But yeah, they had a car, so that made it a lot easier. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, I could really just get a rental. Like, it would be much more convenient. Despite, let me say, Tulum has, like, no road infrastructure. Like, everything is, like, potholes and, like, dirt. So you might mess up a tire if you're not, like, swerving around going real slow. But other than that, like, I love it. There's, like, so much, it just feels like, I don't know, it has a vibe to it. Like I like telling people, like, in the States, like, Hilton Head Island, it's like, it's not like a regular beach. Like, it's got, moss and trees, and it just feels like you're somewhere that's not the States. Like, being down here, it just feels like you're somewhere that's, like, it feels like Mexico. Like, I've been to Mexico City, I've been to Cozumel, and it doesn't feel like that. It feels like you can live a regular life, but there's the beach, but there's, all this shopping to do, but there's culture, but there's ruins. And so that's probably my favorite thing. My least favorite thing is power outages, which is why I'm here right now, because you don't know how long they're going to last. Sometimes they take your water with it, which is what the case right now. When I was in Tulum, we had no power in, like, my neighborhood for, like, 2 days on and off. So hopefully the power comes back on later today so that I can finish my laundry and do some work. But if not, you kind of just have to roll with the punches. Like, it's a developing nation. Like, that's how it is down here. So you get used to it, but it's sweltering hot. That's, like, the worst part. I really want this video to work, so if I have to refilm it, I'm going to be very upset. The last question is, when are you coming back to the A? I am coming back to Atlanta in a week or so, unfortunately. I don't hate Atlanta, but I just love it here so much. And I don't know, I just feel like America gets boring. Like, not to say that any other country is perfect, because none is, obviously, but I'm just like, you get so comfortable being somewhere that you don't really want to go anywhere else. And, like, obviously I have other plans to go places this year. I want to go to Santorini next year. I want to go to Croft. So obviously I want to go home and, like, see my mom and stuff, and my friends. But I don't know. you get used to, like, I really like traveling alone because I don't have to be on anyone else's time, and I can, like, you know, do and see what I want to do. But it is nice to have people around, and I don't really have that here, so that'll probably be the best thing about coming back home for a while. But I don't know, it's a little bit unfortunate. But anyway, hopefully you can hear me and I can edit this and it'll be out soon. But thank you for watching. Welcome to my channel revival. I'm gonna have new videos out once I get back and feel like editing everything, because I've just really been enjoying life and I've been filming, but I haven't been editing anything. This is like a sit down, so it's really easy to edit. So hopefully I can get this out soon before I get back and start working on some new content, new travel content, new school, life content, job, moving. So we'll see. Thank you for watching.